What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Vulkan, and there is a lot happening in Tower of Fantasy today. So first off, Artificial Island, it's here, brand new map, huge area to explore, tons of stuff to do, new world bosses, new dark crystal sources, all kinds of really neat stuff. But one of the big things that came with this update is the new housing system. Now the housing system is less housing and more sort of RTS base building is the way I kind of approach it. So in order to unlock housing, you need to either be level 60 or reach 840 points of exploration in the Artificial Island. So once you reach either one of those, you'll unlock the new build button out here in the escape menu. If you click build, this will open a new window, and you want to click go down here in the bottom corner. That's going to send you to your own personal private instance of Artificial Island. Now, there's a lot you can do out here. It's kind of overwhelming at first, but don't worry, I'm here, we'll walk through it together. So once you get out here, you're gonna talk to Colidor. Colidor is gonna give you a very, very brief tour and kind of explain how housing works. But here is the super condensed version. Okay, so the way this works is you're going to build a variety of buildings. So here we have our development center, and then down here, we have one house right here. We have our machine pod over here. We have the pumpkin house here. Very great names. We have the kitty house here. We have the turtle house here. And if you want to see these, you can always open build and you can see machine pod, pawpaw, all the way down. So all of the houses don't really have a function other than resource generation for right now. However, they are super important for the things that you can do. So one, let's talk about the development center. So the development center is the core of your housing structure. Think about this as the core for your base in an RTS. You need to upgrade your core before you can upgrade all of the surrounding buildings. It's the exact same way. If your development center lags behind, all of your buildings will lag behind. So upgrading this thing first is going to be important because that'll allow you to upgrade all of the surrounding buildings. So besides that, we also have the workshop. So the workshop is where you're going to start crafting things. So out here you have matrix packs. You can see they all take different materials. So if you have like a ton of a certain material you don't really need, then you can funnel that into matrix packs. And as you go down and you unlock some new ones, you'll get SR matrices. And then eventually, once things start reaching level 5, you have a chance to craft SSR matrices. So you can see here we have King, we have Huma, Shiro, Meryl. Meryl's here twice, FYI. So, but Samir, Tsubasa, we have Meryl again, we have Crow, we have Coco, and we have Zero. So you really kind of need to figure out what matrice you want, and then that's going to help you figure out how you need to build up your base. So if we look out here, let's say we want Samir. We need to get the Pawpaw house to level 5, which also means we need to get our development center to level 5. So once our dev center is at 5, then we can start working on our Pawpaw house to raise that to 5. So you can kind of see how this works, right? But there's also these materials, and we have energy material, we got quality building materials, and these are unique to this separate instance of your island. So you need to actually go out and farm a lot of these materials in order to start upgrading everything in your base. So you're probably wondering, how do I do that? Well, there's two ways. One, your housing little units here, as you go out and upgrade these, they're going to have an output. So you can see here, energy material, you're going to get 4 per hour. As this goes up, this energy output or this other overall output will go up as well. However, there's some other ways you can do this. So if I open my map, and I can't zoom out any further, so sorry guys. But anyway, you see I have all of these pins all around, right? These are all locations where camps are, where world bosses are, and really kind of areas where I can get resources. All right here. Now, here's an image of the actual map that I'm following in order to get all of these. Now, I'm not entirely sure where this thing came from, but this is like the optimal route for farming. It's not mine. It was shared with me in a Discord, but I followed this and I got a ton of materials, a ton. Enough to push my development center to 3 and then start working on a house to get that up to 3. I'm going pumpkin house. So I'm trying to get that one up to 3, as well as my dev center up to 3, and then eventually make the leap up to 5. But there's a couple things that you need to consider when you're out and you're looking for resources. One, you want to clear all of the enemies at these camps, all of them. All of the hyenas, you want to clear the world boss, you want to clear anything and everything, because they drop a lot of resources, like a ton of resources. And if you skip one, then you're leaving resources on the table, and you don't want to do that. Reason being is that you can't just farm this over and over again. These are all on a 24-hour cooldown timer. Essentially, when the server resets, then all of these enemies will reset as well, and you can do another loop, and you can get all of the resources that you can use for that day. So you can't go out and just farm it and then have like a maxed out base in a day. That's just not how it works. So again, more gating, but that's okay. This really kind of reminds me of like dailies in a typical MMORPG anyway. So another thing, everything on this island can be soloed. So I say world bosses, don't feel like you have to get a party together or anything like that. You can go wipe out any of the world bosses here, pretty simple. So don't worry about that. Now, the other thing that you kind of need to do is start balancing out your resources with the new store that we have access to right here. Love the little like minivan, like the Volkswagen van look. But anyway, there's a lot of stuff in here. Okay, so let's break this thing down. On the left-hand column, you have a ton of different tabs. Now, you have a separate storefront for each material. So you can see every single one is different. And then at the very end, you have your tech store tokens. You can buy the Crimson Meteor, which is a vehicle. It looks great. Cannot wait. Cannot wait to get this. So anyway, let's go ahead and break this down a little bit. So our metal materials, this is what comes from the machine pod, but you can see, let me click it. There we go. But you can see creatures also drop this. Now, I wouldn't overly depend, especially early on your machine pod or any of the buildings pumping out a ton of materials, okay? Going out and doing your farming routes is still necessary, at least at this point in time. Because you can see 6,500 for this avatar frame. Then we have an actual avatar. Then we have a chat frame. So you have all of these things. Limit 1, so you buy it once, you're done. We have weekly limits. We have monthly limits. The special voucher I bought, this is the limited matrices voucher that you can go pull in the limited banner for. One of those a month, so kind of stingy with those. But anyway, that's the metal material. And then you have the same thing for fiber, but you can see there's different stuff. This one has weapon battery packs. In the energy, you have weapon AUG boxes. In the supply materials, you have SSR relic shard boxes. So as you go down, there's some different stuff that you can go take advantage of. And really, this is all kind of your choice, right? What do you truly need at this point in time? Now, the thing to keep note of is this is using your materials that you're going to then use to upgrade buildings in your development center. So you need to balance this out. Do I truly want to spend 400 on a cluster of 15 when that 400 could be used to upgrade my development center? That's just some of the decisions you'll have to make and kind of figure out what the priority matrix is for you and what the order of importance is for you. Because maybe that cluster is super important and you need it right now, and you can wait to push your development center to the next level tomorrow. It's kind of all up to you. So anyway, that's really it, guys. I mean, that is sort of the housing system in a nutshell. Really, you upgrade your development center, and then as you upgrade that, you need to upgrade your buildings, figure out what matrices you want to chase after, and upgrade that building first. And then after that's upgraded to 5, start slowly upgrading the other buildings. So don't forget to do those farming loops. Don't forget to upgrade your buildings. But anyway, guys, I'm curious what you all think about this housing system. Is this going to be something that you're going to focus a lot of time on? Is this something you're excited for? Let me know in the comment section below. But as always, this has been Vulkan, and I'll talk to you guys next time.